Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Kurt's. I am Kurt and it's a beautiful day. Good day, Memorial Day weekend 2024. We have the summer upon us and ahead of us and before us, which means that we need to get ready to be doing some barbecue cooks. So in order to prepare and stage ourselves accordingly to make some barbecue recipes, we need to first make some barbecue sauce. You could buy it. You could buy the stuff off the shelf in the grocery store, or you could hit another major milestone in your life and make your own barbecue sauce. Let's take that milestone together and let's make barbecue sauce. I'll show you how. Not hard. Let's do it. Let's set the stage. Let's make barbecue sauce that we can use for the rest of the summer to make some stellar and electric, literally electrifying. You will be shocked at how good our barbecue is when we make our own sauce, starting right here, right now, today. Let's go. So the way that you want to get this started is by getting a really delicious, sweet, flavorful, and fatty base to it. The typical process is to take like some butter or some oil and to saute some onions in that oil, and then that oil is your base. But the way that I do it is I take clarified bacon fat. If you don't, God doggone it, now I gotta teach you all how to make clarified bacon fat. All right, I'll make an episode on how to make clarified bacon fat. That will be coming. But I have some clarified bacon fat here. I'm gonna get this into our pan and onto our grill, which is currently preheating and ripping some heat right now. And I'm going to roughly chop some onions. You're actually gonna fish these back out of the pan after you've sauteed them for a little bit in the pan. So, just get some big, thick chunks of onion in there. And then you're gonna get your bacon fat into the lovely pan. So yeah, the first step here, we got our smoker side is warming up, and we're gonna get this bacon fat melted down and start to absorb the flavor of that onion by kind of sauteing the onion in the bacon fat. So the number one rule here is that you are the boss of your sauce. So you decide when this is ready. There's no real rule for this, but I don't go by time or anything. I usually go by how the onions are looking. And I don't like to get them all the way cooked down and caramelized, but I like to get them on the start of that road, Get them started down that path, get them a little bit of color on them. All right, so we have our onions, which have begun to be cooked down. This has been sitting out for a couple of minutes now. Just enough time for us to start to strain this out, because what we want is we want the fat. So these onions here, these onions have been cooked down beautifully in our bacon fat, and we're gonna strain out the onions because we don't want the onions in the sauce, but we do want that delicious, flavorful, oniony fat now. You can see these onions. The aroma from this is amazing, by the way. Once you get all the juice out, you can set aside your onions. Waste not. Don't throw these out. We're making smoked sausage later. We're going to use these on our smoked sausage. So find another purpose for these. These are not going to be needed in our sauce, however. Now we're going to start with the base of our sauce, which is none other than Heinz tomato ketchup. You can make your own ketchup. I've made my own ketchup before. If you do everything perfectly, it should come out exactly like Heinz ketchup. So just buy Heinz ketchup. That's my recommendation. Starting off with 4 cups of Heinz tomato ketchup. Yes, it must be Heinz. All the other ketchups are inferior, so use Heinz. 4 cups. You're gonna keep getting this nice and stirred up throughout too. Next, we're gonna add some dry ingredients to our sauce. I am not going to go into the exact measurements because I can't remember what all of them are off the top of my head. So check out the link in the description for the recipe, which has all of the exact measurements. All I know is that in this bowl, are different measurements of brown sugar, paprika, chili powder, coriander, cumin, salt, and pepper. I think that's it. Yeah. Into your sauce, it all goes. You know, we're gonna get this onto the smoker in a little bit, and it's going to, cook. It's gonna cook for a little while, and it's gonna absorb all these flavors. So give it some time, give it some time. Half a cup of molasses. It's gonna add that deep barbecue sauce sweetness and color to it. The last and most secret ingredient is a little bit of homemade maple syrup, preferably from one of your best friends who lives in New England and makes his own maple syrup from maple trees in his backyard. Yes, that is the preferable situation, but any real maple syrup will do. Just make sure you don't get the fake maple flavored corn syrup crap. Yes, my friend back home, he makes his own maple syrup and sends me a batch every year. Thank you, Jeff, for the maple syrup. And everybody check out Jeff's website, Jeff Dumas Knife and Tool Company. Link is in the description. 1 cup of your delicious homemade maple syrup. So you can be done at this point if you want to. You don't have to cook it. I like to cook it. I like to cook it down a little bit, smoke it down a little bit in my case. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw this on the smoker for about an hour, really low, 225, introduce it to some heat, cook it down a little bit, and get a little bit of smoke in there. And yeah, that's it. This is what it's all for. Our smoker is rolling. We're reading about 225. We got our sauce on. We got our sausages on. We're just gonna let this roll for about an hour. We'll see you in an hour. Our sauce is off the smoker, into the kitchen, ready to cool, thicken up again. It smells delectable. It smells so good.
Nick is a dog. Nick is a dog. Nick is a dog. He is a dog.
I cannot understate how good Haley's singing is and how rich in flavor this sauce is. And so this is it. Today's cook got us just shy, this one's not quite full, just shy of 3 jars of barbecue sauce. It's delicious, it's dark, it's rich, sweet, sticky, syrupy. Barbecue sauce. And it's unique. It is nothing like what you'll buy in the grocery store. Unique, signature, this is how you do it. This is how you make barbecue, is you start off with some delicious barbecue sauce that is your signature and unique flavor, and then you use it to smoke your meats and cook your foods throughout the rest of the summer. Stay tuned, barbecue episodes are coming. Thank you, and please come again. Okay, that's it.